here's something that kind of flies in the face of convention. But as it stands, I don't believe networking is really that helpful until you're successful. You get what I'm saying? Once you get a certain level of success, then networking starts to become valuable. But prior to that, networking will be kind of a waste of time for a few reasons. Number one, if you want to network, presumably it's because you want to advance your career in some capacity. And in order to do that, you believe that networking will help you get into the right places where people can help expedite your advancement. However, here's the rub. You're going to need something to offer them in exchange for that. Humans are always going to act in their own self-interest. If you just keep that in mind in life, everything would be so much easier for you, all your human relationships. Humans are always going to act in their own self-interest, almost 100% of the time. Therefore, if you're not already at some level of success where you have value to offer the person in question, they won't be incentivized to help you. So if they do help you, now you're just hoping you get lucky and some good Samaritan helps you. And even that will be in their own self-interest because they'll get some sort of gratification or some sort of warm, fuzzy feeling by helping you, right? However, you don't want to rely on that. So if you're already not successful, you have nothing to offer, your highest leverage task right now is becoming successful enough that you have something to offer to the person who can help you, right? So you want to identify this person or this type of person that can help advance your career in some capacity and develop a skill set and or attain something of value that they would find helpful, right? If you meet them right now without that, they won't be incentivized to help you. They won't be incentivized to listen to you. You get what I'm saying? They won't give a fuck about what you are fucking talking about. And they should, man. They got shit to do. They're busy people. They're successful, not you. So if you go out there trying to network with nothing to give, then what are you doing? You're really going out there trying to extract value from these people, right? And even if you want to give value, if you don't have anything to give, then you have no choice but just to take from these people who you network with. You get what I'm saying? So that's part one. You want to build a skill set and or acquire something of value that can help the person who you think may be able to help you, or the kind of person who you think may be able to help you. And that doesn't necessarily have to be skill set. That's the easiest one to acquire. However, one of the easiest ways to network with guys is to introduce them to girls, introduce them to women. Like, that's a strategy I've implemented plenty of times. I made friends with girls over the years, women, and just friends platonically. And I use that term friends loosely, but you know what I mean? I was friendly with them, and I would introduce them to people who I wanted to network with. Maybe it's people who I couldn't directly help. Maybe I didn't have enough value or enough skill set to help them, and I would just introduce them to some girls. And I tell you what, every single heterosexual male on earth likes to meet beautiful women. 100% of them. 100% of them. Every single heterosexual male would be delighted to meet some beautiful women. So if you are the plug for that, then that's your in to that relationship, And so number two is, once you have either the skill set or the assets that your target may find valuable, you want to offer that first, right? If you're really good at something, or if you know some people who you can introduce them to, who can help them in some capacity, right? If you know some hot girls that you can introduce them to, I'll give you an example. Like, I know a lot of, because of my business, I teach trainers how to start online businesses, how to take their business online. So I know a lot of trainers. I know like a ton of trainers, a whole army, a legion of trainers. And there was this one guy a long time ago I wanted to do business with, but he was so far ahead of me economically that there was no value that I could really give him on the surface. But then I saw him post that he was looking for a trainer in New York, and I was able to introduce him to a trainer, and it really helped him. And then next thing you know, me and this dude became cool, and we were able to get some things together, some business together in that regard, right? So it could be assets, it could be introducing people to other people, right? That's a form of value that you can add. Even introduce someone to someone who can help them, right? Then you kind of get credit for that, right? If you can make connections in that regard. So I guess you could say that networking would help like that. So that's 2, right? If you can actually provide the value first up front before you ask anyone. So if you open with value, if you lead with value, what you can do for them, and you can actually like accomplish that, right? And provide that for them, and they'll be happy to get to know you afterwards. And the law of reciprocity states that they'll be actually eager to help you out with something at some point, or at least more likely. The third reason why networking at the level you're at is kind of a waste of time is because if you don't really got it popping right now, right? Like if you don't got it popping at all, to get it popping a little, you can do it all on your own. You know what I'm saying? He said he wanted to make 100K, right? That's $10,000. That's $8,000 a month. $8,000 a month. You can do that without meeting anyone, right? You can meet that with you can accomplish that with literally no one. You get what I'm saying? So you'll be going about it a ass backward as ass way. You'll be wasting more time that you could just spend working on yourself. Like getting 10K a month, man, is just learning a skill and then exchanging that skill for more money than it costs you to acquire it, right? Or it costs you to deliver it. And then learning marketing. I mean, you can get to fucking 8K a month by yourself in a room. You don't even have to go outside, right? You can do it from your computer. There's like, I can think of tons of ways off the top of my head where you can get to 8K a month without having to meet anyone. You get what I'm saying? But some people will use that networking as an excuse to make it look like they're really going after their goals when they're not. You know, it's a way of being busy without being productive, right? So in conclusion, what you want to do is understand that networking is a waste of time if you don't have value to provide to the people you're networking with. You want to build your skill set and or resources that you can provide to the people you want to network with. Number 2, you want to, once you have that skill set or resource, you want to lead with it. Lead with the value for them before you ask them anything. Then they'll be a lot more open. And number 3, you should just know that you probably don't even need to do any of that to get to 100K a year. You know what I'm saying? Networking is really most valuable once you already got shit popping and you're working with other people who have it popping in a different vertical or a different field. And then that relationship is symbiotic. You might have some advantages or some resources that they don't have, and vice versa, and then you can actually help each other, and it's an equal exchange. But if you're like going up trying to fucking take the value, that's acting futility. All right.